Do one-page websites work? I've had some people DMing me lately asking like, do I actually need like a 5-10 page website for my business, or can I just do like a one-page website? I think one, there are times when you can just start with a one-page website. I think that's the case for a lot of people. And two, I think there are certain situations or businesses that could get away with a one-page website like forever. So I think it really depends on your business and your clientele. I quickly want to talk about some pros and cons, and then actually show you a few one-page websites. So the pros of a one-page website, very clear, very simple, typically very focused messaging. Most of the time I see it's like, this is the one or two things we offer. Typically these sites also look good on mobile. They're easier to manage, both for either like the designer who's hosting them or the client who's like, I don't have to go through 15 pages updating like contact information or prices or anything like that. It does, though, the downside, limit your SEO opportunities, because I'm not saying you can't rank with a one-page website. It's just going to be more difficult because Google doesn't have as much information about you. It can also be tempting as your business grows or as your services change or anything. You're going to maybe want to add more content. And then soon this one-page website is going to start to feel overwhelmed and crowded. And so that's when I would say, okay, well, now we need to kind of shift away from a one page to a multi-page. Even if that's only 3 pages, it doesn't mean you have to jump to 10. So that's something to think about. And then obviously, depending on what your website situation is, like, are you managing it? Are you paying somebody to manage it? When your business grows and you find, okay, I do need to like expand to multiple pages, now you either have to pay someone again or spend more time again to go back in and add more pages. Those are some pros and cons to think about. Like I said, I think there's a time and place for both. Let's dive in and look at a few examples. So first we are looking at taxesstink.com. I love this business name. I just think it's funny because taxes do stink, frankly. This is a really well done one-page website. What I particularly love is that they still have the links in the navigation so that you can hop down to specific information that you are looking for. So we have a little bit about him, a little overview of the business, contact information, services, very clear, tax prep, bookkeeping. That's what you get. He has testimonials, so that's great. Making the contact information very visible again is good. A little overview of like, here's the steps to work with me. Again, a little bit more about me, FAQ, boom, we're done. I kind of want some more information because I'm like, can you do business tax prep, bookkeeping, like what's included? Are there different levels of bookkeeping? And maybe that's in the FAQ that I've scrolled past. But I think overall, this is a good example of you can have a visually interesting and fun one-page website, and it does cover most of the bases. Would he have more SEO opportunity if he had a dedicated sales page or services page for tax prep and a dedicated services page for bookkeeping? Yes, but I don't know, maybe Mike works off of referrals only, or maybe he has a pretty good client load and he's like, I just need a basic site to like put on my Google business profile or something. There are so many like boring CPA and tax prep and bookkeeper websites. I appreciate that this one is fun. Next, we're going to go to the Good Brothers Coffee Lounge. This is a little coffee restaurant. They have some food also. It's a little cafe. I think this is also a good example that not every restaurant needs multiple pages. I think ones that really only need multiple pages are restaurants that do events or catering. They have multiple locations. Maybe it's one of those restaurants where it's like there's a bar and a comedy lounge and, you know, like those kinds of things. But for the most part, this is pretty straightforward. It's like, here's the food we serve, our hours, our location, reviews. Here's our menu. There you go. Very, very simple. And so I appreciate that all of this is in one place. And again, they linked to the certain sections up in the navigation menu, which is good because especially on mobile, if people are Googling, they're on their phone trying to find a place to get coffee or brunch. You don't want to have to force them to scroll and scroll and scroll on their phone. So having those quick links is really, really nice. I think this is perfect because they are just a small cafe, not to like just, discount what they do. There's no need necessarily to have all these things on separate pages. So another good example. And lastly, we have repulinks. So very, very simple. I mean, all one-page websites are simple, but very straightforward website. This is what we offer. This is what you're after. Testimonials, packages, how it works. I actually do think this is maybe a website that could benefit from multiple pages, just because I think there could be more education about what backlinks are and how to get them and all those kinds of things, highlighting case studies. I mean, they have testimonials, but I think having case studies could also be beneficial. I also know that link building and backlinks can be kind of a competitive SEO keyword to compete for. And so I think having more pages would help that. I do wish they also had the quick links in the navigation like the other two websites did. They have good social proof. Obviously, if it's working for them, there's no need to change. But I think this is a more in-depth service that could benefit from more explanation, but more explanation is going to make this feel crowded, like I was talking about earlier. So I would say that would mean we need to separate out into different pages. I also want to know, like, they have the team on here, but I don't really know much about their experience, who they are, where this came from. And so wanting to know that, because there are like not great SEO people out there who do not great SEO tactics. So I would want to be like, who are these people? Like, are they trustworthy? That kind of thing. It's doing its job right now. Maybe in the future they will expand. But I think these three are really good examples of one-page websites for different industries and how it can work either temporarily or long-term. If you have questions about one-page websites, let me know down in the comments below. Or if you want help building yours, I'll link to my services down in the description and you can learn more about that. Otherwise, I will see y'all in the next video.